Have you discovered men like Pastor Chris Oyakilome? You hardly see him have so many meetings in Nigeria. How many of you have noticed it? You see him South Africa with Penny Him, and it's like, do you understand what I'm saying? But let's tell ourselves the truth. When we are growing up, what were they telling us about Pastor Chris? He's spamming here, he's that, he's this. You hardly hear good news about Pastor Chris Oyakilome. Always nonsense. Until we now grew up and we discovered that, man, this was actually the man, or one of the men we ought to have been listening to while we were growing up. Do you understand that this is somebody we should have been listening to? Probably if we had been listening to him, some teachings about the God life that we are trying to enter inside now will have been our reality already. Because the truth of the matter is that what we call revelation now, something happened to me one time. I listened to some teachings. I won't mention the name of the apostles, powerful apostles in our time, mad teachings on the life of God, glory realm, and all these things. And I read some books, and I was so charged, and I was shocked. I stumbled on one Pastor Chris Oyakilome's message, 2002. It was what the man was shouting that time. I said, Jesus, 2000. What I'm calling revelation in 2024 was what a man was teaching his congregation in 2002. You now see when Pastor Chris will be saying, I can't fall sick, you think it's a joke. Do you understand me? He has gone and listen to Pastor Benihim when he was sharing his story, when he had personal interaction with Pastor Chris. He said he has never seen a man like that. Never seen a man like that. They brought some people that were sick, I think in one of the stories I heard. And why they were, let me not go there. You see this one, life encounter. I can never forget this one in law school, 2019. Nobody told me this story. I was just actually with people like me. I'm always in alignment to trust God for that 247. I was actually studying in the library, and I saw, I think it was either in the library or in church, the oasis then. And one of our sisters, to me, she stood up. She said she was going. So I said, where are you going? She said, Pastor Chris is having a program. I said, which of the Pastor Chris? He said, Oyakilome. This was exam period though. I said, I said, but I didn't see a flyer. He said, yes, he wants it to be a closed door meeting. So they said they should not invite anybody, only Christ Embassy members. I said, really? I said, where is the place? She told me. I said, okay, can I join you? He said, if I want to. I closed my notes and my book. Exam can wait. Destiny is at stake. Place it inside. Carry my book. Sister, let's go. And we entered. This is a meeting that somebody said closed door meeting. Closed door what? Meeting. By the time we were getting there was no even space to enter. Everywhere was jam-packed. Without flyer. This one, they said, okay, let's do it within Christ Embassy. Without flyer. Everywhere was. That was how we got to the venue. And I think Sinach ministered there. I think I saw Sinach. Sinach ministered. And when she was done, my God, I saw somebody just all white and white. From a distance, I was inside the hall. Pastor Chris just came outside. You need to see the way I was looking at, like I saw a God. I was like, wow. Like, is this real? I'm not watching this thing. Meanwhile, the funniest thing, this thing that is doing me like this, there are people, actually, like me, that because their father or their parents were wise enough to follow on time, their children, they can pick his number and call him. I said, Daddy, how are you doing? How is everything? Do you know? They've not done you. That's how this thing happens. Meanwhile, the other people that their father will be telling them, I was with Pastor Chris in 1922. But they can't even see him now. Protocol will bounce them. It's all about alignment and foresight. So I was in that meeting, man of God. I was seeing all manner of miracles happen, but it did not trip me. There was one. The one that tripped me was because this person passed my eye. I saw the woman. I be the man. They just carried the person's eye stretcher. There were oxygens, all those things. There were many. And it was like that. And they were pushing. They were trying to get this person in the ox to the front seat. And guess what? People are hungry. They are blocked out already. So I don't know how to describe the distance she was from the altar. And the ushers were trying to tell people, please excuse, let's take this woman to the front. Nobody excused. Like people just like nobody, everybody came for a purpose. Where I was in my mind, I was praying. I said I just to go for this meeting for God to bless me. I'm pursuing something else. I wanted to know whether this thing is real. I was saying, God, please. God, please create space for this girl. That's what I was actually praying in my heart. Let her go to the front. Let her go to the front. Let her not miss this opportunity. She will not die. I was actually praying. Before I know, Pastor Chris is a man of the Spirit. I just saw Pastor Chris came down from. He could not see the front. He started going inside the mix of the people who were following him, and he was laying hands. He was laying hands. And he was walking row from row. Before we knew it, Pastor Chris left that row, faced that direction where that woman was. And started coming. All of us at the back were shouting, "Wow!" Because people did not understand. We were just shouting. At that point, tears were already in my eyes. I was screaming. The moment I was like, "God, is this how you do it?" Because it shows that I was not the only one praying. People were actually praying for that God. Just bring Pastor Chris here. Meanwhile, hold on, all of us are there. Why didn't we go and raise the person up? Why are we all of us depending on Pastor Chris Oyakilome? Is it not the same God he was going to call upon? Are you with me? Is it not the same God? That's why this camp meeting, what I'm trusting God to do in this camp meeting is because of the new gear I want to take from September. So this camp meeting actually is to now induct you truly into this tribe, so that by the time we start our healing movement, miracle movement, you will understand what we are doing. Because for me, that is when this Christianity starts. Christianity is not just about words and talking here and there without seeing results. Do you understand what I'm saying? That was how Pastor Chris started going there. Everybody was jumping. Everybody was excited. And in my mind, I said, "Kai, look at all of us, thousands of us. We can't do anything. God just need to use this one man." And when Pastor Chris got there, hey, I was standing. I said, "What want to happen?" I don't know how he did that thing. You know that thing he used to do? Just do. Hey, get up. Jesus. This person jumped up. It was like, that was my amazement. And we were jumping. I mean, I was deeply in tears. You know what I was saying? God, you will use me. I was in tears. I was praying badly. Say, "God, you will use me for my generation." No. There will not be bankruptcy of men in my time. We are talking finance. On my own burden, sometimes it can just fly anyhow.